Hi everyone, I hope you are all doing great. This is MJ and this will be a collective reading for the month of April 2021. I've already pulled out the cards for the benefit of time. Today we will be looking at the Oracle card as well as Tarot. I don't know what cards are within the Tarot, so we will be exploring them together in a second. Just as in the previous month, this is our mind space, our collective physical space, and our soul space. Two cards flew out for the mind space and for the soul space, so I'm really curious what's out there. We will also look at the bottom of the deck as part of that overall energy, but let's start with the Oracle card. For today I chose the Sacred Earth Oracle, and I will read the message from the book for us because I don't want to miss any important piece of it, and then we will jump straight into the tarot. So the card that showed up as the overall energy, the overall theme for April is discernment. And I really like this card because see how springful it is, right? She's sitting like in a meadow full of flowers and that green grass, and it really brings that spirit of spring and is very warm and happy. So I really like the beginning of the reading as it already brings very positive emotions, but let's see what that message is. The books, films and people you choose to spend time with subtly feed your beliefs about how the world works. Choosing good food means your body can absorb all the nutrients it needs for optimal health. The same applies for the information and attitudes you surround yourself with. Be selective about the movies, books and conversations you have. Give yourself the opportunity to absorb higher thinking, greater vision and deeper love. Surround yourself with works of peace and compassion. Take on the beauty and joy of living. Increase your concentration of love and it will naturally flow out into the world. The energy you foster in yourself and in the world is a choice. Be selective. Choose love. So the card of discernment is reminding us in April that we are empowered to make the right choices in every aspect of our life, starting from what we eat, what people we let into our life, what films we watch, what music we listen to, what attitudes we foster, what emotions we let in. Do we look at the world, people and ourselves from the place of love or from the place of self-doubt? Right? But it also reminds us to look at everything from that place of love. Be loving, including self-love. It's not only about, loving other people and especially romantic relationships. To me, primarily, it starts with self-love. If we want to look at the world from a loving perspective, we should start with loving ourselves. So with the discernment card, we are encouraged in April to, well, first of all, make choices from the place of love and make those right choices. Remember that we always have a choice. Happiness is a choice. Okay? Now at the bottom of the deck, that is also that part of the overall energy, we have the Nine of Inspiration, but because I am a nosy person, I had to look what's beneath, and for this reason, we will look at 3 cards and not 1, and I will explain to you why. I don't know why I said 7. So starting with the Nine of Inspiration or the Nine of Wands, this is about not giving up. Number 9 is the number of being one step ahead of the completion or achievement, achieving something, the result that we're working towards. And it reminds us not to give up. Keep pushing forward because you're very close to that something that you wish for, right? To completing a cycle, for example, or achieving, inspiration or the energy of wands, that fiery energy, right? It reminds us that we have that power, we have that energy to strive forward and achieve what is it that we want if we just don't give up. We may be tired at this point, you know, there has been a lot of energy put. Some of us may just be tired with, you know, this never-ending winter, right? Depending where you are. But this card says don't give up. And not giving up is also a choice, right? So this discernment comes into play. Now the second card is also 9, and this is the reason why I knew that we have to look at both of them. So again, we have that 9, that energy of, you know, one step ahead of that ultimate satisfaction, achievement, completion. But the 9 of materials is about a self-earned satisfaction, self-earned success, including financial stability, right? Because this is primarily 9 of materials, 9 of coins. It may be about a very stable and satisfactory financial situation, but this is also about, you know, blessings and dreams manifesting in our life. And they are earned by us. They are earned through our actions. So if we don't give up, if we keep pushing forward, we are very close to achieving that material success. And when I say material, I don't mean financial. Material means that things start materializing in our world, whether it is a dream job, right? A business that we are working on starts to bring results, whether it's a relationship, but something comes into fruition, it materializes itself. Those blessings and that fulfillment is tangible. Now look at that hand here. It's almost like a hand from the universe, right? A divine hand. The more we give, the more the universe is blessing us with, right? It's almost like showering with those blessings, and those blessings are tangible. If it's a relationship, that person, that relationship actually makes presence in our life. Now the third card that showed up is the Empress. And you know, Empress is also about abundance. So it just made perfect sense with the 9 of materials, but it's also about that aspect of 9 of materials, which is self-earned, self-created. The Empress, right? Look at that whole universe that she's keeping inside of herself, her coat, and she's protecting it like a mother figure. She allows it to develop inside of her, to grow, and then she gives birth to it. For some it may be actual pregnancy, but primarily to me it means you create your own world. You create it, you cherish it, and then you give birth to it. You put it out into the world, so it materializes itself. But again, that effort, right, is put, it's your creation. Your life is your creation. You have that universe in your own hands. Protect it and love it. Be caring towards it. Make choices from the place of love, right? So that's why I decided to look at those 3 cards together. If you don't give up, you're extremely close. We are extremely close to achieving that what we desire. Whatever that is that we desire to manifest in our life is just right behind the corner, but we cannot give up. And we have to remember that it is also self-earned and self-created. We are responsible for this creation. Yes, it is a kind of a blessing from the universe, from the divine, however you want to call it, but it is also our own creation. We are responsible for nurturing it and giving life to it, right? And you know, it's very symbolic because spring is that return of life, rebirth. And this is about birthing that thing. If it is about creating a project or a business idea, you know, you have all that power to give life, to breathe life into it. But don't give up by any means, because it's extremely close. It may not materialize itself yet in April, but it's extremely close. Now with our mind space, we have the Knight of Emotions and the Queen of Emotions. So clearly in April our mind is taken over by emotions. And this again, it makes perfect sense with the discernment card. To make all the choices from the place of love, and there's a lot of love in those two cards. Starting with the Knight. As with every Knight, first of all there's movement. So it also makes sense with this, right? You're very close if you don't give up. There needs to be this movement. But, you know, we are in the mind space here. There are certain emotions that are expanding. You may be, or we as a collective may be exploring, discovering new emotions that we haven't felt before. Our emotional intelligence can be expanding, right? Or the just the spectrum of emotions that we feel can be growing. We may be entering new emotional lands, but emotions impact our thinking process and our decision-making process in April, because this is the mind space. So what we think comes from the place of emotions, right? The Knight of Emotions, or the Knight of Cups, is also about offering a cup of love. It may be offered by someone, but primarily I think that this is about emotions growing within us that we really want to offer to someone. It may be about emotions being put in our creation, our business, our family life, our creative projects, but it's also about relationships, that love, romantic relationships, big and very deep cup of love that we want to offer. But that Knight is moving very gently, it's not rushing, right? Now with the Queen of Emotions, you know, this tells me that our emotions, even though they may be new to us, they're expanding, we are discovering new, but we are already very emotionally mature. So it's easier for us to navigate through those emotions. The Queen of Emotions, she has that cup of love that is even deeper than the Knight has, right? This may be a person of an emotional healer skills, kind of an emotional teacher, but it's also about a person who is very empathetic, so they feel emotions of others very often before those others can even name or acknowledge what they feel. So it seems that because this is our mind space, you know, emotions are heavily impacting our thinking, or our mind space is taken over by emotions, but those emotions are filled with love, filled with good intentions. You know, choose love, and it seems that whether we want it or not, we will choose love, because even our mind will be choosing love and will be making decisions from the place of love, and we'll keep moving forward with the Knight, because this is about movement. So I really do feel that even though it's about making conscious choices, whether we want it or not, our mind will be taken over by very deep and loving emotions. And we may be surprised by this, that we make surprising decisions, but at the same time, it's mature enough that we will be able to navigate through those emotions almost as if we were extremely experienced in it. So it's a kind of a paradox. We may be surprised with it, but at the same time, it may also surprise us how good we feel in that space. It also may be about healing, right? I said that, you know, water is about healing, so we have cups here, but also she's that healer. So it may be about self-healing. Our thinking process can be beautifully healed in April because of that love that is just pouring out of us. Our emotions become, our thoughts become healed, more positive, more filled with love. Now with our physical space, okay, we also have that element of water showing up here, but this is the Four of Voices, which is the Four of Swords, right? This is a card of rest. And while it is primarily a card of rest in our mind space, right? With the swords, but this is about our physical. So it's about resting. In April, we need to make sure that we get enough rest. It may be about relaxing baths for some as well, but I do feel get enough sleep. Just make sure that you rest. Give yourself space to rejuvenate yourself. Your thoughts will be clearer and a lot more calm if your body and your physical space is well rested. That's what I'm getting, okay? If that makes sense. Four of Voices is also about deep meditative state. So it may also be about really calming your physical space, including rejuvenating your body through meditation, perhaps yoga practices for some, and deep and very good quality sleep, okay? It may also be about dreams. So your dreams, for some, your dreams may impact your physical world. Some of you may be having very vivid dreams or dreams that suddenly start manifesting in your physical world, but it's only for some. It's a very specific message for some. But for others, I really do think that it's primarily about resting, getting good quality sleep, meditation, perhaps spending time, quality rest time by the water, okay? And also because it's our physical space and there's that watery aspect here, I would say make sure that you hydrate yourself well, that you drink enough water. And it also feels like kind of spa energy. So it may also be about, getting that nice physical rest through some bath practices, maybe swimming for some, swimming pools if you can, depending where you are. If you're in lockdown or not, maybe it may be about swimming or just spending time by the water, but definitely getting enough rest and good sleep and hydrating, okay? And maintaining calm thoughts, maybe through that meditation, because when your thoughts will be calm, your physical space will be calm as well, right? Chaos in your mind, chaos in the physical space. Calm in mind, calm in the physical space, okay? Inner soul space, 7 of emotions, and the star. There's a lot of water energy. We have cups in the mind space. There's that watery element in the physical space. And we have a lot of water and healing energy in here. So the 7 of emotions or 7 of cups, it can be about dreams, daydreaming, visualizing what it is that you want, choosing between options as well. It can be having many options, choosing direction, discernment, making choices. So that makes sense. What is it that I want to pursue that will make my soul happy? I want to see how the book said there was one sentence: take on the beauty and joy of living. What is it that will give me that joy of living on my soul level, right? So it's making the right choices to achieve satisfaction on a soul level, right? Deep satisfaction. So it may be about this. It may be, for some, 7 of cups may mean confusion. So you may be confused which option to choose. But then if you have any doubts about it, remember to make choices from the place of love. And that will help you choose the right direction, right? Or the right option. For some it may even be choosing options between, career options. It may be some may have options, you know, between those people that we choose. Remember that discernment card. What movies you watch, what music you listen to, what books you read, what people you let in. It's all about choices. And it seems that in April we have many options to choose from. So if we are confused what to choose, then we should be making choices from the place of love. Now with the Star card, it's, well, three primary meanings for me. One is very deep healing on a spiritual level, as well as cleansing and healing on a body level. You know, in a more typical Star card, she's pouring water, so that cleansing and rejuvenating with the water. Again, see how those areas intermix between each other in a good way, because it shows that our collective is really operating as a whole. I don't see blockages between our mind, our physical, and our soul. But there's the cleansing and healing on our soul level. You know, the right choices will help us achieve that healing. The Star is also about a wish fulfillment. So this materializing of what is it that we're working towards, that wish fulfillment is on the horizon, that will bring deep soul level satisfaction. And also with the Star is about a guiding light, right? So we have a light that is guiding us and help us maintain the right course. And what is it? Well, in April, it's definitely that guiding light is love. It's just coming from too many cards, right? From the Oracle card, from those Cups cards in our mind space that are all about emotions and coming from that place of deep love and affection, right? The Empress is a very loving energy as well, that mother kind of loving energy, right? So in our soul space, we definitely have many options how we can satisfy our soul. If we have any doubts what to choose, we should choose from the place of love. Love will always be that guiding light for us if we are confused. But making choices and making the right choices is the key theme in April, making the right choices from the place of love and self-love. Remember that self-love is first. Before you can offer love to anyone or anything, whether it's business, you know, career, you first need to love yourself. But there are choices to be made in April that will be dictated by love, including our mind space that is just taking over by emotions, right? So definitely April is the month of emotions, love, care, rest, and a lot of water. Remember to hydrate yourself, treat your bodies well, eat well, get enough sleep. You know, days are becoming longer. If you're in the northern hemisphere, you will need that energy, right? As we move then to May. So take care of yourself, treat yourself well. Your mind will be immersed in feelings, but it will be surprising for a lot, but it will be surprising in a good way. You will be surprised how you enjoy it, how healed you feel. There is deep healing in April, and there are wish fulfillments if you only make the right choices and if you don't give up, because all of that goodness that is here is right in front of you if you just don't give up. I am wishing you a great and happy April. Please let me know if you enjoyed that reading. Hit that subscribe button. I hope to see you next time, and until then, please take care. Bye.